Hi, everyone, and hello, Stina. Thank you so much for joining me today. I have with me Stina, my wonderful, beautiful client, all the way from Sweden, who has been working really diligently on not only her self trust and intuition, but also entrepreneurship in training. Stina, let's dive in. First of all, how are you today?
I'm good, thank you.
Oh, so
How are
good.
you?
Oh, I'm amazing. Thank you so much for asking. We have a really fun time zone difference. So it's 7 my time and it's 1 her time, which is why she looks so beautiful and awake. And I look a little puffy, but that's okay. Okay, so we are here to talk about your experience with my 6-month container supercharge. I want you to paint the picture a little bit for me. I have insider knowledge just with all of my consult call notes and our notes from our early days. But from what you remember, how did you feel before signing on? Why did you feel that coaching was important? Walk me through where you were and how you were feeling.
Mm, I was feeling stuck. Um, didn't know what I wanted to do. Um, felt like I didn't want to do anything, like that I didn't have any desires. So I didn't really know what direction to. Like I knew I wanted to do something, and but not what I wanted to do. I just felt, yeah, stuck.
And at the time, you were working at a company and you were struggling a little bit there, right?
Yeah, struggling with getting clients, um, getting work with sales. So I just felt that I wasted a lot of time, both my time and the company's time, and um, and also like my skills is
Mhm.
trying to sell, but not liking uh, sales work and not really knowing how to sell myself.
And I think a big thing that we uncovered in the beginning is that you felt to a certain extent like a lot of my clients, you're very purpose driven. You need to have a why behind it. And with
Mm.
the work you were doing as like a training consultant and an e-learning consultant, you weren't seeing the connection between what you were doing and having like a strong purpose, right?
No, no, I didn't see.
Yeah. And
See.
so you felt I just for you, what came to mind was like empty, like you were just kind of walking through the motions of life
Yeah.
and not really. Yeah.
Mm.
Would you say that's accurate?
Yeah.
Mm, okay. So we met through the manifestation mini course, which is now called the manifestation sprint. Um, and one of the first few things that we talked about, really your goal coming in, was not only to find and feel fulfilled in your purpose and really just like transform into badass Stina, who you knew was in there. But I also have some of your hesitancies at the beginning or some things you believed about yourself,
Mm.
specifically around listening to yourself. And these are very common for my clients, which is why I wanted to talk these through. So, if I listen to myself, I'll disappoint others. I'm afraid because I know that I'm really good at beating myself up. And if I listen to myself and I make the wrong decision, I will be hard on myself. And I'm afraid others will think I made the wrong decision.
Mm.
So, walk me through that headspace. Um, how long have you, before working together, how long did you feel that fear of listening to yourself?
Um, Long time, 10 years maybe.
Wow.
Mm. So a really long time.
We talked about how you were really good in school,
Mhm.
and once you got to, like, the real world, right,
Mhm.
without that manual, without that syllabus, you felt almost without a compass, I would say.
Yeah.
Mm. So very natural. Fear is what drives a lot of my clients when they come to me, and it manifests in procrastination and analysis paralysis and
Yeah.
all the different things that the different behaviors and isms that we can really focus on and change with brave action. So let's talk about that a little bit. How
Mm.
has our work together so far impacted the goals you've set forth? So walk us through the goals that you created for this container, and then tell me how you've changed.
The goals are to listen more to my intuition and my inner voice, um, to go after to find my work dream and go after it, and also go after my running dream, um, that I also like realized or remembered that I have. um, and yeah, been like, if we start with the running dream, been just thinking forever that, like, oh, it would be fun to have a running coach. And when I started working with you, I reached out to one. um, and yeah, I've started to listen to myself more. Um, and the work dream, like that, we're working on that one. um, I think this last uh, our session last week, I think when we talked about like what I want to do, and my um, you read back to me after we talked. You read back to me like, what I hear is that, like, these three things are important to you, and it was like, for the first time in ages, I felt like, yes, yes, I like, that's my desires. I have them. uh, so that's so cool to be able to feel that, um, and also to be like, you helped me uh, connect to badass Stina,
Mhm.
that I um, like, felt her presence again, um, and it's, yeah, I'm just feeling a lot more now, um, instead of just thinking. Uh,
Mm.
so it's super helpful. And also last week, uh, when I was like having a really tough week, I have to with my kids, and I was just really tired and sad, and you helped me through that as well. So it's yeah, it's so helpful, both like work dream wise, but also like the everyday struggles.
Mm. It really is such life-changing work.
Mm,
I feel
it
really
is.
honored to be the
Mhm.
facilitator of it. So, two things came up while you were speaking. The
Mm,
first one, I already lost. Dang it. Okay. We'll go with the first one then.
mm,
So, I want to take it way back to you hiring a running coach,
mm,
because when you came in, you were so closed off from yourself. You were so afraid of taking brave action. You were afraid of what other people will think, blah, blah, blah. So that was kind of where we focused on first and foremost.
yeah.
Walk me through, like, so for the 10 years prior to working together, you'd be
Mm.
like, "Oh, that'd be cool," but then, like, what was the excuse that came in that you ended up that you were like, "Nah, I'm not gonna go after it." And then if you can remember, like, how did we get you to that place of being like,
Mm.
"I interviewed 3 coaches and this is the one I wanna go with."
Mm. Um, oh, I think I'd be like, yeah, that would be fun, but like I don't. One of my main excuses is I don't have enough time. And also, like, who am I to have a coach? Like that's for elite runners that they have coaches, but not me. And it's like difficult to remember like how that, because now it feels so, it just feels like, well, of course I can hire a running coach if I want to. Um, so I don't know how it happened. Um, but it definitely happened thanks to our work together. Um,
I can tell you how it happened because I remember
mm,
very clearly.
yeah.
It was a lot of a lot of the reasons that really intelligent, ambitious women like you don't take action
Mm,
is from a place of, fear, like unexamined fear or overthinking. That fear is really the basis of, like,
mm,
all of this, and
mm,
it comes from a place of, "I don't believe in myself," or "I can't." So we just like if you kind of like, you know, I'm thinking of, the body and, like, if you broke or injured your knee, you would wanna strengthen the muscles around your knee first before you
mm,
went into actual squats. It's
mm,
like we had to strengthen your self-belief in general in order for
mm,
you to finally take that action and move forward, right?
mm, mm.
So, talk about that experience a little bit, like, how has your self-belief increased through our work together?
Um, well, it's increased a lot. Um, and I feel more confident now that I can like um, trust myself and like what I do, and that like not everyone will like what I do or think the same way as I do, but that's fine because the ones that are meant to, they will do it.
So awesome.
Mm,
So awesome. Great, like, huge insights, and if we think about I just love thinking about how that even that one change in your self-belief will
mm,
last you for the rest of your life, it'll just have huge compound effects. Um,
mm.
so we talked about at the beginning, like, how you were feeling, that kind of hopelessness, that emptiness. Walk me through the badass Stina that sits before us. How are you feeling now? How has your thinking changed? What if if you look back at her at the start of our container and you look at yourself now, what differences do you see?
Uh, well, if we're talking about badass Stina, because um, I still don't feel that I'm her all the time, but I know that I know that she's there for me, and that I can access her. So I can always access her wisdom and um, like before we started working, I thought that she was lost. Like I was her when I was younger. Um, and then she disappeared. But then when working with you, I have been able to access her again, uh, more and more. Um, and makes me both like confident and safe to know that she's there.
And how does that skill that we developed of tapping into badass Stina, how does that affect your day to day? Like with your kids, with your concept of yourself, with your work?
Mm. Um, it makes me feel safe in a way. It makes me feel mm, yeah, safe and we've talked a lot about calm confidence.
That's
Um,
the key word for you. Yeah.
yeah, that's yeah, makes me feel calmly confident.
Mhm. And I will chime in with what I've seen in you. Oh my gosh, I've seen a huge change in you. I don't want to put words in your mouth, but I know that when we first started, we were talking on our sales call. You had
Mhm,
never invested in yourself um, in quite this way,
mhm,
and the natural fears came up around like, do I deserve to invest in myself?
mhm,
And I think that once you made that decision to work with me and really commit to it,
mhm,
your the beliefs and everything were still there for us to uncover, but
mhm,
you had this like spark that I didn't see in you before, that it's almost like they kind of melted away and badass Stina was just right there, heart beating right under the surface of your skin. And
mhm,
that all it took was you believing in yourself enough to invest in yourself
mhm,
for her to
yeah,
re-enter your life, right?
mhm,
And with that decision, I have seen you make numerous decisions just for you, which, as a mom who was feeling unfulfilled in her work, so purpose driven, empty,
mhm,
it it was a huge difference. And that spark of life, you just like keep taking brave action and
mhm,
you keep dedicating yourself to this work in a way that inspires me too. And the one thing that you said the other day is, you're on maternity leave, you're that entrepreneur in training right now,
mhm,
but you went to this lunch and you kind of pitched what you do, like a soft pitch to one of your friends. And you told me that that experience made you so happy and you felt excited and confident to sell, which
mhm,
is huge, right? A
mhm.
huge transition. So I just threw a lot at you, but I want to hear like how you feel that investing in yourself has potentially, changed your life or how that contributed to the work that we've done.
Mhm. Well, it's like me showing myself that I'm worth it,
Mm.
investing in myself. Um, and that is, it's difficult to explain the impact, but it's such a, like you said, it's a, um, it's such a like I don't know, like strong signal to myself that I am I am worth it. Um, so yeah, difficult to explain, but I can also definitely feel that when I decided to invest, it like something changed.
Mm.
Mm.
Mm, so good. So good. Man, there was one other thing that you said. Mm, maybe it'll come back to me. Okay. So, like with any coaching container, there is, and with life, there's still work to be done, right? Beyond our time together. But I would love to hear in your words how the work that we've done so far, what you'll carry with you, and how this work has changed your life going forward.
Um, I will carry with me both like tools that I've used um, for like changing my mindset around things, and like accessing my feelings to feel more, to like live from the inside and out. Um, and also just experience of, and we've talked about some events like before that I have seen as like evidence that I'm not good enough. But now we have, when we have worked with them, I'm able to see them in a different way, and also see that like from one event I realized that, well, I don't have to focus on just that aspect. I can focus on this other aspect, which is actually evidence that I'm really good at what I'm doing. Um, and just that like change, almost like change memories.
Mm.
It's just that will be helpful in the future. Um, but yeah, the confidence that I have, and the feelings of empowerment instead of hopelessness. Um,
So good. Okay. One last question here. So, someone watching this video may be
mm,
interested in working with me and
mm,
investing in themselves and creating a
mm.
transition very similar to yours. What would you say to that person if they had some hesitations or felt some fear? What would you say?
That's so worth it, and that, yeah, just do it. It's um yeah, it's so worth it, even though it's scary, and but it's um yeah, it's one of the best things I have ever done. It's given me so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. You are just such a dreamy client, always
Mm.
prepared, showing up and doing the work even when it's hard. And I so appreciate you as a client and as a woman.
Thank you.
Anything else you want to share about your journey together or
Mm. I don't know. No, it's just it's amazing.
Thank you so much. And really, thank you for making the time to talk about your experience. I can't wait to see you next week.
Me neither.
All right. Awesome. Have a great day. Bye.
You too. Bye.